All right, friends and neighbors, Love Them Knives here, LTK, batch 8 of our knife testing. This will be fun because we got some posers in here. And here's our list that we're going to go over on this video. So hold on, we'll be right back. Welcome to Love Them Knives channel. LTK here. Got the knives back from testing with Kurt. The results of this testing will be posted on the spreadsheet. We are keeping a spreadsheet of all knives tested. Blade Bender is putting that together. I'll give a link to his YouTube site, but I will also put the link to the spreadsheet. So you can click on it, you go to the spreadsheet, look at everything we've tested to date, and it will give you the elemental readout. It'll give you, like, is this M390? Does it claim to be M390? Then what is it really? Is it real or not? And the elemental breakout, the HRC. If it's an advertised HRC of like 58 to 60 or 59 to 61, we will have a space where the advertised HRC and then what actually was the result of our Rockwell testing, okay? So, and you'll get the elemental breakdown, and at the very, very, far end of the spreadsheet, as you slide it over, it'll tell you who contributed the knife. Was it Love Them Knives? Was it Blade Banner? Who was it that put it in? So you'll be able to see that as well. So this is important stuff. You'll get to see all the different brands, what was tested, what the claimed blade steel was it real or not, and any other notes that might be in there, like chromium was a bit higher, had to, the HRC varied or something else. Also, titanium scales are tested as well. Silicon interference, the scan didn't hold, but it's probably TI64, or it did hold all the way through, and it is confirmed TI64. You think the scanned copper? What I'm going to tell you, right? So let's get into the results. After that, I'm going to do a slideshow. I'm not going to get real detailed with it. I'm going to slide through the pictures to show you the actual HRC testing in progress, each knife, hopefully. I just take the knives that pictures that Kurt sends me, and also pictures of the scans. So hopefully it is every knife. I think it is. And we can go through that if you care. We're going to have it on the sheet. So really all you need to do is see what's on the sheet. But of course, we want to back up and verify to you that the testing actually occurred, so you can see the actual pictures of the testing that occurred, okay? And the testing happens in Pennsylvania, USA, steel country, absolutely. So that's being done good and proper in a high-end fabrication steel shop where they do their own testing of the various tool steels and stuff that they use, including titanium. But of course, it will not read on the PMI gun if it's S35VN or VG10 or AUS8, those kinds of things, because they don't work with those steels, okay? So D2 will read, titanium will read, and there may be some other tool steels that would read as well that we probably haven't done any A1, A2, or, different stuff. But in any case, so most of them will say no match, and then the elemental print will be there, and of course they compare it to a known M390, S35, S110V, whatever, and so they'll know whether it is or not, okay? So we've done 4.5 minutes and haven't done a damn thing. So, except I'm going to put a link into how the XRF analyzer gun works. You can read that. Also, another link on why the XRF analyzer or PMI gun does not pick up light elements such as carbon, because it doesn't. The electron breaks off, is reabsorbed before it gets back to be picked up by the sensor, so it doesn't pick up the carbon part. So not on these tests. We're lucky just to get the total, not the total, but the main elemental breakdown enough to where we can compare recipes and we will know if it's real or not. I would assume the carbon would be correct with the manufacturer's recipe if everything else is as well. So we are, we're making that assumption. And of course, we're testing the HRC, which does vary from knife to knife and batch to batch probably. So that's a known situation as well. They can vary. All right. Like I showed you in the beginning, here's our, here's the printout of our batch. And Nathan was kind enough to send an American Buffalo knife and tool knife in. That's right here, okay? And he says, is it really D2? And then, of course, he sent this Isham look-alike Eafengrow knockoff thing that says D2 on it. And, I mean, it flips really nice. It says D2. Is it really D2? That kind of thing. So we're going to get to that right now. Next, flip out the sheet. Let's start them as they go. As I got them lined up here. Copper Natrix. Is it real D2? Well, is it? Yes, it is. It's real D2. Nice. Got the little dimple back here. You can see where it got tested at HRC 59.8. So that's not bad. That's not bad, okay? And so, Linus, you're going to get the dimple, okay? He said, hey, do you have a copper Natrix? I go, once I get done testing it, putting it on camera, I'll send it to you. So it's going to Sweden. Okay, so here's your elemental breakdown. Right there. Next sheet. This ought to be fun for you, right? Check this out. Do you think there's copper on the scales? We did, and they do have the ability to analyze that. Now, they don't work with copper. In the steel fab business they're doing. So it says no match, like we say, but guess what? I think there's some copper in there. A whole bunch. So there's your elemental breakdown. Remember, this will all be on the spreadsheet, so you can go back and look at all the HRCs and that composition on your own later. Hold our feet to the fire on that. Kizer, Minitherium, and okay, I fooled you and I fooled myself at the same time. The Minitherium and the TS100 from Tucson were not on the table when I started the video. And yes, it should have been, but I had carved them out, took the Minitherium with me to SHOT Show 2019. Just thought I'd show it up to the Kizer people. And then the TwoSun TS100, I just love this knife. I pulled it out of the box when I got it back from Kurt and go, I miss you, baby. This is really a cool integral knife. Cannot tell you. And it's M390, so hey, we're going to send it in tester, right? So it went out, and I didn't get to spend much time with it. When it came back, I carved it out of the pack, put it back in my pocket. Okay, Minitherium. Here we go. Okay. Yes, the S35VN is real, and it's 58.3, so it's there. It's there. Here's your elemental breakdown. And, of course, this is, carbon fiber, so we don't test that. And I don't think we test the titanium pocket clip and backspacer, but I don't think we need to do that in any case. So there you go. Next. Now the Kizer Shoal, which is over here. Cool little thing. And I caught this on sale. So I thought, man, I got to scoop this up. The other Shoal I had, I sent to Patty Potato Peeler for a gift, like back in early 2018 maybe. And he loves this damn knife. And I'll tell you what. That is some sweet little stuff right there. That's some stuff. In any case, But this is, you know, an M390 as well. Where does it say it on here? Right over here, M390. So, yeah, Kim Ning design. Really nice knife. And the HRC is 58, so it's not overwhelming, but it's there. It's there. Okay. Here's your elemental breakdown. Okay, pause and read all that. Okay, now, next, of course, are the titanium scales on the Kizer Shoal. Didn't hold, so it says no match. Did not hold the TI6. It started off reading TI64, and then, you know, it has to hold that scan for so many seconds before it'll verify up on the analyzer. Although you can look at the elemental, and yeah, there's some titanium there. In any case, so silicon interference, we've done this over and over and over again on a lot of different knives. Something's going on, coating, something wiping down with something that's interfering with the readings on a lot of them. So doesn't bother me. I think it's a TI64, but you know, hey. So that'll go down in our on our spreadsheet. The next thing is the TS100. This is M390, supposedly in titanium. Is it really? Is it a lie? I've seen these things sell for like, on eBay. You know, it's all on that eBay thing. But TwoSun Knives and DWin99 or whatever are the two sellers. So this one I got from TwoSun Knives, the seller on eBay. And I think these, I've seen these end up at about $120 something. When have you bought an integral titanium M390 knife for 120 bucks? So let me know on that one, because that's some crazy. And it's the HRC of 60, and yes, it's real M390 steel. Okay, so here's your composition right here. You notice that chromium, you know, that's definitely stainless, isn't it? Okay, next. Oh, here's the titanium frame. It's integral. And TI6 didn't hold the reading for the entire scan. Here we go again, right? Just like the Kizer. And there you go. You think you got some titanium in there? Yeah, I think so. So you can check the spreadsheet, look at it. If you want to diss it because it didn't hold the reading all the way through the scan, okay, that's up to you. We're just giving you information for my thought process. It's grade 5. Yeah, it's TI64. But, you know, whatever it is that's getting on these knives or they do in the manufacturing process, sometimes the scan just doesn't hold all the way through. But it gave an initial reading of TI64, that kind of thing. Okay, so Harnds, Talisman, and, you know, Harnds Knife and Tool, the Talisman is a really cool knife. I dig it. You can buy it on Power Cutlery. It's an AUS 8 blade, G10. Great flipper. Best thing Harnds has done, in my estimation. This is just a super, super decent knife. So smooth, so well. I don't know. It's just, the action on this is incredible. And AUS 8, so that's not bad steel. That's a real user. Now, you're going to have to look at these elements. Because, you know, Kurt, he did the scan. He goes, you know, it really reads more like 8CR13. The HRC is 58.1, so it's not a bad heat treat on it. But check this out, and you'll have to look at that. There's a chromium 13. And you can compare it on the spreadsheet to some other AUS 8 knives that we've probably run, and I can't think of any right now. But I'm sure there are some. If there aren't, there will be more later. And then you could compare these components yourself and decide if you feel like it's closer to 8CR or closer to the AUS 8. Because they're very related steels. This 440 and where's our chromium? Yeah, because it's over 12% chromium. So they you know, more related than not related on a lot of these. There's your AUS 8 though. That's the truth of the tale on this particular model. Okay, Now, let's talk about the American Buffalo knife and tool knife that Nathan donated for testing. And the D2 steel is real. Now, it does say that as well here. He had to shoot this thing twice, and the reason you got to shoot a Buffalo twice is because it's got that coating on the blade. So you can't scan through that. You got to get it on the edge. And so they did. They tested it on the edge. The first one didn't hold, so it didn't really give them a conclusive reading. The second time, when they shot it on the edge, yeah, it did. So there you go. And the HRC is 58.7. So this is their model. I couldn't find this one like currently for sale, but I think it's kind of trick looking, really. And I didn't know anything about ABKT knives, but it's real D2. And there you go, 58.7 on the HRC. Not too shabby. Okay, and there's your elementals right here. Okay. Chromium kind of low on this. Should be closer to 12. I think he may have said something like that on this as well, actually. That it wasn't a perfect match. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not reading it, but I kept thinking he said something like, this is their first scan, and see, there was no D2 match there. And there you go, there's the elementals. Chromium, like 11.4. Okay, now, the Eafengrow. I mean, I wanted to give Eafengrow just the shot. You know, I mean, here's the deal. You see these knives on Amazon, all this kind of stuff. I ordered this one, and Nathan sent me this one. And they do say, you know, they say D2 on the blade, right? That's that kind of Isham design, complete rip-off, but of course it's in a G10 cheapy user. This one says D2 as well, right? And so this one, not that they're not interesting designs. This one says D2 as well. I mean, kind of fascinating. You know, if you could pick one up for $25 or whatever, just as a user. Okay. I mean, you know, I'm not knocking them as a user knife. It's just, why are you telling me they're D2? Because they're not D2. They're just not. Okay. Actually, he went through the elementals, and you can do this too on the spreadsheet if you want. Okay. Obviously, D2 is more like about a 12 on the chrome. This is higher. This is he said the closest match really that he could see was about a 5CR15. So, hey, 5CR15s used in knife blades. Okay. HRC is 56. Nothing spectacular there. Beater user. There you go. That's the EF52. And if I can remember which one's which. Yeah, that's the 35. It must be this one then. And let's bust through everything, throw it on the ground. Yeah, there we go. This is the EF52 right here. So this is the one that tested more like 5CR. Next. And, you know, I just thought I'll get several Eafengrows because they probably get these. They rebrand them. Probably don't even know what the hell they're selling. God only knows. But, you know, they put their name on them. So the EF35, which is this one out here, yes, same thing. Closer match to 8CR13. HRC's 59.4, so not a bad little heat treat on it. And there's your elementals. Okay. And then, last but not least, is our 226 Isham ripoff. And no. And it's closer to CR, 8CR14 with an HRC of 58. Here's your elementals. You can see how this chromium's bouncing around, down to 13 on the other one, up to 14 here, and the different readouts. So, hey, I'm not the guy. Kurt's the guy, and Blade Banner's putting all this together. So on the spreadsheet, I'm just giving you the news. KUBEY, the KU180, and I saw Bird and Frankie do one on this because they're super cheap, like, I don't know, 17, 18 bucks, maybe 20. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but you can go on the KUBEY site and buy one. You know, they got real wood scales. Very cool. Nice little knife. And it's real D2. The problem here is, and I think I reported to KUBEY on this, but I'm going to get back with them and double report on this. 56.3 is just not going to hack it with D2 as far as that's concerned. And you can see right here, it does say D2. Here's your, see, in your composition, because of chromium, it's usually considered a 12%, steel, because it's not completely stainless. But here's your elemental. So yeah, what's it going to perform like at 56.3? It's not going to perform like D2 does at a 60 or 61. So that's the problem. Stassa23, I think he shot me a thing saying he's got a KUBEY, but he was doing some cardboard testing, cutting, and he goes, ooh, this is not holding the edge like, my other D2 stuff. And I go, here's why. It's real D2. It's just the HRC is soft, and that's not good. It needs to be improved. KUBEY's doing really good things. They're making their own original knives. They're not, throwing out a bunch of lies and crap like this Eafengrow. They've got their game together. And the HRCs, I believe, on the S35 and that kind of stuff were good. It's just this D2 has been low. And they said they were going to look into that. The last one is the Komoran. And where are you, buddy? Right here. Back here with this kind of interesting carbon fiber laminate, G10 laminate scales. I've seen these on some other knives. You love them or leave them, whatever. It's okay. It's kind of glitzy and whatever, but tip down, don't like that. Why they always have to do that kind of stuff, I don't know. It's like get with the program. Buyers in the U.S. don't like tip down carry. There are some that do, and they argue their point, and okay. And it doesn't kill the deal on a knife for me, but I just wanted to get it. Of course, the fuller on one side, not on the other. Skipping a few beats there as far as really making it complete. But interesting design and very inexpensive. But, 56.9 still not making it. The UTX blade, it's kind of a 440 equivalent. Here you go. So they like to, it's like that UTX blade, and what was the other one, a U2X or whatever on the other one that we tested. And you can give it a name all you want, but if it's no more than just a 440 or an AUS8, just fine. I mean, at least we know that through this testing, so that's fine. Look at the chromium here. Woo! Well, that's definitely going to be very non-corrosive, that's for sure. And I don't know how appropriate the 56.9 is, okay, for a heat treat on a 440-ish blade. So there you go. It may be an appropriate heat treat for that. Okay, so now we've completed this group of knives, and like I said, they'll be available on the spreadsheet for you to look through. And now I'm going to run through just a little slideshow showing you that they, the pictures of them actually being tested. That way you can verify in your own mind that we're not just writing things down or making things up. We want to definitely show you that. I don't know how significant that is in the future if I want to keep doing that, because you're getting the data, and I think we've probably made our point in batch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think you kind of get it at this point. Maybe it's just a little bit too much, but I'm going to do it anyhow this time until I kind of take a poll and figure out whether we should keep giving you those pictures or not, because it's just extraneous. It's additional information though, so if you find it important, we'll keep doing it. Okay, slideshow. All right, here we go, the slideshow. I'm just holding my iPad here and just giving you the pictures. But this is obviously the American Buffalo Knife and Tool one, and that was D2, and we'll just kick it up there. You know, looks like 59.6. Go on the sheet and look, because I'm not going to pull the papers again and reread the HRCs again. Just giving you a picture of each individual knife as they were tested. This is their standardized 65 HRC disc just to calibrate. This is the Eafengrow, and it looks a little effing low, like a 56 to me. So yeah, 5CR, that's lovely steel. Yes, it is. And here's the one that's more like 8CR13. At least it's, 59.5, somewhere in there. So there we go. This is our copper Natrix. It's close to 60, 59.8, somewhere in there. So that's not bad. I think you're seeing the reflection of my ceiling fan up there that's running. Ignore that. And so here we go. Getting a little reflection if I have any light in the room or not, but I think you can get the gist of here. This is the Talisman. A little over 58. Not bad. Have to do a little bit more study on that AUS 8, because Kurt goes, yeah, that's possibly AUS 8. Kind of looks a little bit more like a 8CR, but probably in that family. Here we go. That's the Minitherium. It's at least a 58. Here's the Shoal. It's more than a 58. Nope, it's right at 58. M390. Kizer Shoal. Here's our Komoran, and not quite 57. So oops, not that great. And here's the KUBEY and D2. Yeah, pretty soft. 56.4, 56.3, something like that. And then here's our Minitherium again. I probably did this twice, didn't I? Come on. Get it back here. Okay, no, I didn't. And there you go. 58.3, somewhere in there. Looks like another test on the Minitherium, actually. I probably downloaded that picture twice. Sorry about that. Here's testing on the ABKT D2. Yeah. Come on. Go back to normal. Here we go. And then that's the TwoSun TS100. So 60 right on the button with that M390. That's sweet, isn't it? And that's the ABKT where it shows no match, right? The second time it did show D2. Here's the copper. Natrix shows D2. Elementals. Here's the copper D2 as well. Second shot. Or I downloaded it twice accidentally. And there's the copper, obviously. Scales. There's the Eafengrow. It's effing bad. That's just such a great gig. There you go. Who we got here? Who's your daddy? Is that the... that is the... Well, it could be the Talisman. I think it is, actually. Yeah, I thought it was a coated blade at first, but it's kind of in the shadow, so it's not showing. And that's our last picture right there, so that's all you get, folks. That's as good as it's going to get. Thank you so much for tuning in. Batch 8 is done and in the books. We'll upgrade the spreadsheet. We'll get all this on there, so when you click on that link, in the description section. You can check it all out. Thank you so much. You know what we do around here? We love them knives, and we love to know what the heck we're buying. So you guys stay sharp.